Thanks for checking out the Freeform podcast, where we are all about helping you dream bigger, dream better, and dream more often. I'm your host, Effa Mbodo, and this is a very special episode because it's episode 1. So in this episode, what I want to do is take some time to just kind of lay out why Freeform. There's a lot of great podcasts out there, a lot of great content that people are putting out. So why do my own podcast? Why even Freeform? Why the name Freeform? What are we all about? So Freeform is a way of uniquely laying out something, uniquely designing something where it doesn't have a fluid pattern. It doesn't have the same pattern that somebody else would have taken or gone through. And I think that's really my heartbeat. I think that's really why we even decided to do the Freeform podcast, is because there's just this element in people that you can kind of uniquely carve out or lay out your own life. And people do that. They do that through dreaming. They do that through dreaming bigger. They do that through dreaming better, and they dream really often. And so we're going to dialogue a lot about just life and culture and business and just different ideas. And there's a lot of different content that we're going to bring. I'm going to have different people on the podcast to just share with you how they dreamed and what they dreamed about and how that turned out in their own lives. But I just really wanted to lay out kind of Freeform and what that means. So dream bigger. We want you to dream bigger. We want you to expand through this podcast, to expand your knowledge, to expand your capabilities, to expand your thought processes. So that's really what we're after. And we want to bring on people and engage people in a way where they can do that. They can dream bigger. We want to help you dream better, right? So dreaming better is not necessarily meaning that your dreams are bad or anything like that. What we want to do is bring content to you that's going to actually help you engage those dreams and help you really connect the dots when you are dreaming. So that way you are dreaming better. That way it's not just like daydreaming or aimless dreaming. It actually becomes meaningful dreaming because you're able to put some practicality behind what's happening in you. And then dream more often. I really want more people to dream more often. And the reason for that is a lot. But mainly in my own life, I've found that by me continuing to dream, continuing to look deep into myself or to look into the world around me and see and try and be innovative and trying to build things or create things, I've really come to find a real joy and a real happiness in life because I'm just continuing to dream more often. And that dream inside of me that continues to stir, or when new dreams kind of rise up and start to stir, there's just this added sense of passion and joy and vigor. And I really truly believe that if people are happier in life, if they're really engaging their dreams more, they're going to be happier in life and they're going to be healthier in life because happiness does breed healthiness. And so that's really why we're even after this podcast. That's why we're after Freeform. Again, there's a lot of great podcasts out there, and I'm really glad you're listening to this one, and I hope that you tune in for more episodes because we're going to really dive deep into some more content and have some really amazing people on. But I just wanted to share that with you all. I just wanted to share with you all why even do another podcast and why even dive into this. And there's Andy Stanley talks about just being uniquely better, not as an individual, but he was talking about it in the framework of a business context where, a lot of people are trying to sort of recreate the wheel, or they want to carve out something new, or they're thinking that they're charging into new frontier. And the reality is that there's not really anything new under the sun, right? There's nothing really new that's out there, but there is people, and there are groups of people who are uniquely better at doing something that somebody else might have already been doing. Tons of examples of this, right? Like, let's take Chick-fil-A, for example. Fast food was around forever, and Chick-fil-A has been around for a very long time. But when they came into the game, they weren't the first ones in the game, but they did something uniquely better. They focused on an area of their business that wasn't what other people were focusing on. The Ritz-Carlton, very much the same thing. Hotels existed and motels and all these things existed, and all these people had different ideas. And the Ritz-Carlton came in, and Horst Schulze, he just focused on something that was uniquely better about that model. And there's probably hundreds of more examples of this. I mean, even modern day context, you've got companies like Uber and Lyft, and it's like, they're just uniquely better than the taxi cabs that used to exist, right? It's not anything really different than that. You're hailing somebody down digitally, right? So you're waving your hand like you would a yellow cab. Somebody's coming, they're asking you where you need to go, and you're paying them money. It's an exchange. It is the exact same model of the taxi cab, but it's uniquely better because it's built around the framework of how we live and operate in this day and age. And there's countless examples. I could go on and on about other examples, but I think you get it. And that's really, the thought about having a unique layout or a unique path. And that's why we kind of called it Freeform, because we really wanted to really carve into that uniqueness, to talk about that uniqueness, and to help people find their uniqueness. And we believe that happens through dreaming bigger, dreaming better, and dreaming more often. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a framework of what this is going to be about, what we're going to be doing here on the Freeform podcast. And I really hope that you tune in for more episodes, because we're really going to, again, be having really cool content on here, diving in and talking to some really amazing people. And so that's really it. And so I'll leave you with this. We believe, again, in dreaming bigger, dreaming better, and dreaming more often, because if you look around you, the world is made up of people who have actually lived their dreams. That's it. Clear cut, simple. If you look around you, Coca-Cola, Nike, there was probably just one person or two people in the beginning who just had a dream. They had an idea. They had a thought. And they moved on that thought. And because they moved on that thought, our worlds will never be the same. And so, hopefully, we can engage some of you all, get you to move on those dreams, and change the world around us. Thanks for checking out the Freeform podcast. If you have any questions or you'd like to learn more about who we are and what we're doing, you could just email us. It's ask@efamboto.com. That's ask, A-S-K, @EFAMBOTO.com. Again, thanks for tuning into the Freeform podcast. I really hope to see you on the next one. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about The Art of Momentum, which is a book that I wrote, and it's really hopefully going to set the tone for what we're going to be doing and lay a foundation for the rest of the content that we're going to bring on here. So I look forward to you all joining me on the next podcast.